Welcome to the Fourth and Wrong podcast. Uh, Monday Night Football literally just wrapped up right before we recorded this episode. So we're going to start off fucking crazy ass win, walk off punt return touchdown in overtime. Aaron Rodgers probably done for the year with an Achilles tear all of a sudden.
Not official.
That's wild. Unofficial, it's just reported at this time, but Robert Saleh said it doesn't look good. Ian Rappaport said that they fear that it's an Achilles tear. So all signs point to him being done for the year, which is crazy. RIP anybody that took that boost this tonight about the Aaron Rodgers over half passing yard. RIP all of you. But
that was a boost.
Yeah, there was a I can't remember which book it was through, but there was a bet where you could take Aaron Rodgers over a half passing yard, and a lot of people took it because, free money, and then he didn't even get a yard.
The books knew.
Bro,
the NFL script is real, bro.
That's way worse than the Justin Herbert one that happened.
Yeah,
bro, that Justin Herbert one on DraftKings was wild. I literally remember Donnie walking in. He's like, "Bro, look at this shit. We gotta hammer this shit." We both threw $50 down on it. For Monday Night Football, dude, it's Monday Night Football. Something's wrong with it.
No, I was just saying, it must just be Monday Night Football. If the Lions could avoid, oh wait, no, we do have one scheduled. Never mind. I was gonna say if we could avoid a Monday Night Football game, that'd be great. But
could you imagine for our Monday Night Football game that we all go to? It's like, hey, there's a boost going out. Jared Goff for over half a yard. I would cry.
I'm hammering every under that man has.
Hey, we're gonna have to figure out how we record that week
at the game. We
take
that desk that they sit at. We literally just go, hey, can we borrow this?
How long they'll let us record before they kick us out?
Just that one guy on TikTok that he just stays after, see how long he can stay in the fucking stadium.
Dude, I love that guy. That dude's awesome. He was the first person to get a beer at a football game in Michigan, or a college football game in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Waldo Stadium week 1 in Kalamazoo and bought himself a beer. He's the first motherfucker.
Obviously, we haven't recorded since before Thursday Night Football game, but in even better news, you can tell, we are all Detroit Lions fans, and the Detroit Lions walked into Kansas City on banner night and absolutely beat the Chiefs. Straight up, no asterisks next to it. Beat the Chiefs on banner night, the Super Bowl champions, and the Lions start out the season 1-0 on Thursday Night Football.
Let's fucking go.
That is
first off
story right there.
Let's go Lions. Happy for the dub. But
there was only one person that predicted it. But there's only been one person to predict it.
There was. It was Dallas. That wasn't my point, though. My point was about to be, there's not an asterisk, but let's slow our roll a little bit. 1-point win against the Chiefs without Travis Kelce, without Jones. Let's slow our roll just a little bit. Obviously, a dub is a dub. Be happy you won, but we got a lot to clean up before we talk about playoffs.
Both teams have a lot to clean up, though. I mean, to be fair, my only thing, the reason the asterisk just feels a little bit much to me is because not only there's a lot of reasons the Chiefs had going for them. There was still things that was happening on our end that there was the refs were the first quarter refs were fine. All of a sudden the refs flipped the switch. Aiden probably got held at least 20 times just rushing in every single time.
Yeah.
There was about 700 false starts every freaking play.
Illegal formation.
There was so many wild plays that really that were just the refs hated us for.
It was just a slugfest of a game.
It was a great game though. Both teams had a lot to clean up on. The offense was awful.
I tell you what,
Lions.
I did not know that Matt Nagy was the offensive coordinator in Kansas City this year. Totally forgot Eric Bieniemy left. But now that play calling in the fourth quarter, going for it on 4th and 25, now it makes sense.
Yeah,
I'd still do it. I trust Mahomes over my defense. I mean, that's basically that's what they said. I think our offense is good enough. I trust Mahomes over the defense.
I mean,
the risk was not
that was a
greater
bad decision.
Than the reward.
That was a bad decision, but in their defense, he should have caught the ball. The ball hit his hands.
True.
They should
I
have
mean,
converted
like
it.
they should have picked it up, but like still the fact that there was that chance and then you set it up so that Detroit just had to get a first down and the game was over.
Well, they
Like-
kicked the ball. They kicked the ball to the Lions, and they get a first down. The game's over, so it doesn't really matter. That
It would have
aspect.
been the Lions' worst nightmare. I'm pretty sure this man Donnie would have died if. And the Chiefs are at the 50-yard line, not in field goal range. Hold on, Justin Tucker is running into the stadium right now. It would be a record-breaking field goal.
How was it my nightmare when we were both at the game? How was that my fault?
I don't know why. You just took it a lot
You're
worse
the one
than
that
I
got
called
hurt
it.
by it.
That's
got
the
hurt by
difference.
it.
I called it.
I
The
got
Ravens
hurt
the
by
ball
it
at
too.
the 50.
But for
Ravens got
some
the ball
reason,
at the 50. I literally turned to Cole and I say, "Oh no!" I literally look at Marshall. I was like, "He's gonna make this shit." And Naomi was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "See that guy down there? He's the fucking greatest kicker to ever walk Earth, and he's about to put it through the fucking uprights."
Hey yo,
It was
don't
ju- it was-
disrespect my boy Matt Prater like that.
it was Justin Tucker, not Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah.
But the
Actually,
only, also
Seabass,
part about that.
Seabass is the best kicker.
Funny thing about that game too is the same situation as the Chiefs game. We should have been losing that Ravens game by a fucked up. Sammy Watkins dropped at least 62 passes that game, and 3 of them were touchdown passes. So kind of the same situation as where like we basically should have lost that game, but we didn't lose
Yeah.
the Chiefs game.
I tell you what, though, staying in the NFC North, for one thing, the Bears, not a problem. Not going to be
No.
a problem this year whatsoever. That was
As long
very
as
clear.
Fields is the quarterback.
You know
they're
who
not
might be
threatening.
a problem? The Packers. I don't know how much
Jordan
of that
Love, man.
asking was because the Bears were bad versus how good the Packers really are, but it scares me a little bit. So we'll see what happens there. But I think the Packers might be a problem this year.
3 teams that I think that we just realized are going to be bad this year. We already knew the Cardinals were going to be bad. We already pretty much assumed the Commanders were going to be bad. The Titans, the Steelers, and the Bears are all going to be terrible. They will probably, I'm calling it, Steelers finish like 6-11, the Bears finish like 5-12, and what's the other team? The Titans. I don't know where the Titans are going to end up, but Brian Tannehill looked like prime Colt McCoy out there. It was bad. I think those 3 teams, surprisingly, we all thought maybe could have a good year, are going to be terrible.
Yeah.
A little bit of a week 1 overreaction. Mike Tomlin's going to go from no less than a 9-win season to a 6-win season. But I mean, okay.
I see it absolutely. That team can't do it.
They also played the 49ers and the Cowboys have the best defense in the league. So
that 49ers defense is legit.
It's
So,
legit.
Sure.
once the 49ers were up 14-0, that game was over. Like, you were not coming back on that defense. So the Steelers, I think, will be just fine.
But see, I want to look at this.
Not play arguably the best team in the league. I think they're going to be.
I want to look at the Steelers' schedule real quick, and maybe I'm overestimating this, but real fast, we'll take a minute.
I know. This week they play
The Browns.
I got
Browns.
Browns. Monday Night Football. Yep.
I think the Browns beat them.
Yeah.
In Pittsburgh, come on.
Yeah, I think the
No.
Browns easily beat them.
No way.
Browns defense is good. Myles Garrett will probably get 3 sacks on Kenny Pickett.
He's a dog.
Denzel Ward's a dog. That defense
Dog.
is decent, and I think, I do think that they'll be fine. And in non-wet conditions, I think Deshaun Watson will have a better game, and Nick Chubb's a monster. He's better than Najee.
I got a front row seat to Deshaun Watson doing this. The Browns are winning. The Browns. Are winning.
Steelers, then they play the Raiders after that. The Raiders in Las Vegas were surprisingly good. Another primetime game. They're getting back-to-back primetime games. I think the Raiders will probably win that.
Calm down. You gotta take it deep.
0-3. They play the Texans and Texans. They beat the Texans, so 1-3. They play the Ravens. They'll lose to the Ravens. They play the Rams.
I don't know. Did they play the Ravens at home?
Yeah, it's the Ravens at home, but I still got the Ravens.
Nah, I don't know.
You gotta take
Ravens. The Ravens are good.
This is the
Nah.
most overreaction I've ever seen to a
Yeah,
week.
I'm kind of with
This is
Donnie here.
crazy.
Oh,
Like,
the Ravens.
I know we give
The
Donnie
fact-
crap for how much he loves Kenny Pickett.
The
No.
fact-
we're
I'm
kinda
being.
overreacting here.
I'm just
The
don't see
problem
them
isn't that
beating
he's
these
saying
teams.
they're gonna lose these games. The problem is he said they play the Texans. They'll probably. Yeah, they'll beat the Texans. The fact that you almost said probably, they are going to dismantle the Texans. Calm down. It is Mike Tomlin.
I don't know about dismantle, but they'll beat the Texans for sure.
I don't know about dismantle.
They would beat them by 3+.
Anyways, they're definitely losing to the Ravens.
Put it on the board. Quote it.
I don't know if
I'll get a board behind.
I don't know if anybody saw like the Ravens game.
We'll file that away for TikTok later.
Yep.
But honestly, very underrated. I'm trying to think of really who played better, but might have been the best rookie, one of the best like rookies that we were paying attention to. Zay Flowers played amazing. He went for 7 catches for over 100 yards. Was making that bro had no ACLs out there. Bro was making everybody miss. And then literally Odell didn't show up until like the fourth quarter. But Zay Flowers looked amazing. In terms of other rookies, all the rookie quarterbacks played mid at best. Bryce Young went 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, like 200 yards. Anthony Richardson, he actually played pretty good, got the rushing touchdown. But still, even then, he threw a couple picks. And then CJ Stroud, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 250 yards. Honestly, out of all the quarterbacks, he probably played the best out of the rookie quarterbacks. Because, I mean, if you look at the team he's dealt with and then the team the other 2 quarterbacks are dealt with, he's easily got the worst team. So I'd say CJ Stroud out of the rookies probably played the best.
I don't think so. I think it was definitely Anthony Richardson. He also probably played the best defense. I mean, the Texans played the Ravens. That defense isn't that good this year. And then who did Bryce play? He played the Falcons. Yeah, definitely not. Out of those 3, definitely Anthony Richardson. He had not only the best game statistically, but against the best defense. So I think it was definitely him.
I don't know about that. It was close. I mean, he threw a pick. He had some carries, but it's just the Colts offense is actually, they've got a way better offensive line. They've got way better receivers. They've got, I don't know who
well, let's calm down with the offensive line. Their offensive line is awesome on paper. Last year was the reason they lost so many games.
Yeah, their offensive line is still better than the Houston Texans. Way better than the Houston Texans. Name 2 offensive linemen on the Houston Texans.
Laramie Tunsil.
And?
Name 2 offensive linemen on the Colts.
Quentin Nelson.
Hold on.
Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith.
First. You answer the question first, bud.
Yeah, this man pulled Braden Smith out of his ass.
Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith.
At least you still haven't answered the question.
Exactly. He hasn't answered the question. Name 3 Texans receivers.
Nico Collins, John Mechie, and then Robert Woods.
Okay. And John Mechie didn't play.
Shut the fuck up.
And John Mechie didn't play. So name the 3rd receiver that did play.
Name the 3rd receiver that fucking John Mechie isn't back from his fucking cancer.
No, he's not back. He didn't play. He was inactive. It wasn't because of that. He was just injured.
Wow. So name the 4th receiver on the Texans is what you're asking me to do.
Name the receiver that played.
Yeah, admittedly, don't know that one. You name me the 3rd wide receiver on the Colts. Exactly. Fuck off.
4th.
Jesus Christ. Can we get back on topic?
It was Nathaniel Bell.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Week 2 picks. We're going to start with Thursday Night Football. Vikings at Eagles. I got the Eagles because the Vikings suck.
Yeah, we're going Eagles for sure.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Eagles by 40.
Eagles by 40.
Oh,
all right. Well, now the Vikings are going
to
win.
See, this is why I have to
25 against the Patriots.
This is why I have to correct this fucking.
They let Baker score 20.
Fuck.
They let Baker score 20. I think
Baker's your guy.
In Philly, I think in Philly, Jalen Hurts can put up fucking 40. Like
that's true. And it's also a primetime game, and we all know
Thank you.
But it's a short week.
True, it's a short week too.
Give me Nick Sirianni over
after getting clowned by Baker Mayfield at home.
They're gonna come back with a vengeance, though. That's for sure.
Are they gonna be close for like a quarter? And then
I'd say 3 quarters.
I think it will be
maybe a half.
I think it'll be a blowout early, and then I think Kirk is good enough to make it look good at the end. They're winning by 3 touchdowns, and then they kind of make it look close. The Kirk special.
Yeah, hear me. That's fine. All right, moving on. We got Ravens at Bengals. I'm thinking Bengals bounce back in a non-rainy game, assuming it doesn't rain. We might have to revisit.
It's still in the state of Ohio.
True. But Ravens at Bengals, I think Bengals Bengals take it.
I honestly think this is going to be a great game, being both quarterbacks have to bounce back from a not so good game. Like, yeah, the Ravens won last week, but Lamar didn't play that good, in all honesty. And obviously, Joe Burrow did not play football like at all. I didn't see anything. I don't know about anybody else, but
maybe it looked different on the broadcast, but in person,
they might have showed a couple of highlights of plays that from last year, but I didn't see anything. But I kind of want to go Bengals because I got Joe Burrow better than Lamar.
If he could just get me more than 3 fucking fantasy points this week,
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
Give me the Ravens.
I don't hate the Ravens though.
I don't either.
It's
kind of a toss up in my opinion. Yeah.
Give me the Ravens.
Donnie, what say you?
I definitely Ravens, but in Cincy is intriguing. So it's a pick 'em for me just because it's in Cincy. I would go Ravens.
You're going Ravens. All right. I can respect it. All right. Seahawks at Lions, Ford Field opener. Give me Lions by at least 10.
Going 15.5. Lions.
This scares me. I don't like this.
I mean the over in points.
This is the point where someone makes a TikTok montage about us, says all that, and a Seahawks fan, and then it's Geno Smith pointing to the first down. I'm already in flashback. Now I don't.
They use this part of it to narrate the rest of the TikTok.
The
That's
Lions,
a fantastic point. If the Seahawks didn't just get beat up by the Rams with no name receivers.
Me and Austin have talked about this for the last 5 years. The Lions are notorious for one thing, and it's always, and everybody knows this, but the Lions are notorious for playing good against great teams, and then they go play an average at best team, and they get their shit beat. And that's what scares me about this. But this is a new Lions team.
Yeah. Brand new Lions, baby. But Dan Campbell mentioned in his press conference today, Monday, that the Seahawks are a team that, like, the last couple of years, they just beat the shit out of the Lions for some reason.
There's a lot of blood there for the Lions to go get, and that's what makes me think. I mean, they were basically the reason they got kicked out of the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take Lions. I'm going to take Lions.
They directly were.
I'm going to take Lions, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what you guys are saying. I think that, we take an early lead, but I think that they make a comeback on us. I think Lions win, but I think it's probably about like 5.
Okay, valid.
See, I want to say Lions by like 35 and be that guy. But Monday Night Football just got over, and I put so much money on the Bills because I thought they'd win by 35. So I don't want to sit here and do that again.
Yeah, we told you that.
But yeah, whatever. I mean, anybody with a brain could have called that play, but whatever. But yeah, give me Lions.
The worst part is, 20. Like, I could see that if Aaron Rodgers had gotten hurt before the game, but like you placed that bet before Aaron Rodgers was hurt.
Well before. I was, and then he got hurt, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm just a genius!"
You're like you saw the writing on the wall, and then
you can't listen. You can't listen to this man about.
I know we're getting off topic. It was so bad when he went down. I looked at the line; it was -6.5 for the fucking Bills. I put more money on it, so I am just not having a great night.
Oh my gosh,
it was.
That's
not
brutal.
I hate Josh Allen more than
Donnie's best bets is not going to be a segment.
It will be a segment because overall, even with all that, I'm not going to lose a ton of money. Like, I didn't lose a ton of money because there was a cash out because they got up by 10 at least before Josh Allen folded like a fucking $2 pancake. So it's whatever.
Who's paying $2 for a pancake?
Exactly, the shitty pancake.
It would be a good pancake if it's $2.
Anyway,
Tom's cutting that. Yeah. Seahawks are getting demolished.
Okay, well, there it goes. Seahawks winning by 10. Colts at Texans. This is gonna be gross.
I could not imagine.
I think. Game. Yeah, I think Colts probably pull it out, but I'm going Colts. Yeah. Had a pretty good showing last week against the Jags. I think the Colts take this one. Donnie, did you put in a pick yet, or did I totally miss it?
This is in Houston.
Yeah, it's at Texans.
Okay.
Like,
I
don't know, though.
If Anthony Richardson plays, I'm very much on the Colts because he actually left the very end of the game this last week, and Gardner Minshew had to come in and play
That's a good point.
like 5 snaps.
Shit, if Gardner Minshew plays,
I think
Colts by 60. Colts by 60.
If Minshew plays, I think it's a toss-up. If Richardson plays, I think it's a 6-point win for the Colts.
Okay. Bears at Bucks. I think Buccaneers get it done another week in a row. Oh, for sure. But I mean, Buccaneers just went to Minnesota and won. So
I think there's gonna be 2 total touchdowns this game, and it's
gonna be bad.
It's gonna be like the final score is gonna be 17-6.
I got Bears. I'm gonna be the odd man out because for some reason Baker always does this to us. He always shows that he might be that guy, and then the following week
blows it. Yeah,
he just absolutely goes 1 for 20. So I also just think the Bears can make a bounce back week. What's going to make them good? I mean, Baker's going to go from playing the Vikings defense, who is bottom 10, to the Bears defense, which is middle of the pack, could be up there. I mean, they went and got Tremaine Edmonds, probably second best middle linebacker in football. So it's not like they have and Eddie Jackson's a top safety in football. So I think Baker's just going to show his true colors, and I think the Bears are going to pull out. It's still a bad game, but I think the Bears pull it out.
Yeah, I love how I didn't give my pick, and he said I'm gonna be the odd one man out because he knows I will not pick the Bears to win a game. I will not pick the Bears to win another football game as long as Justin Fields is the quarterback. It is genuinely
such a hater. Such a hater.
It's genuinely that. Okay, maybe
Bears
this year
they played the 49ers last year.
I mean, I guess I'm like that about Kenny Pickett because that's how I feel. I'm picking almost every single game for the Steelers.
If the Bears play the Cardinals in Chicago, I think I'd pick Chicago. That's the only team I would say for sure.
For sure.
Other than that, the Bears are just not good. Their defense is good. The O-line isn't good. The receivers are now finally okay, so that is no longer an excuse. But
Justin Fields doesn't have time to throw to him.
Yeah,
he is not that guy.
Moving on. Chiefs at Jags. I'm going because right now we don't know whether Kelce will be back. It seems like things are trending in the right direction, but we don't know for sure. I think if Kelce is still out, I think Jags take it. I think if Kelce is back, that's going to be huge, and I think the Chiefs pull off a close win against the Jags because that receiver core is still bad, even with Kelce back.
I'm going to say, regardless of Travis Kelce being there or not, Chris Jones just signed a 1-year deal. If he's playing, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Oh, that's true.
If he's not, I'm going Jags. But I'm going to say he's going to play. If he does play, I'm going to go Chiefs.
Okay. Marshall?
I don't know. Where's this at? This is in
Jacksonville.
I'm gonna go with another wild pick again. After I don't think Travis Kelce's gonna play. I think he'll probably sit out another week or two. And it's just that receiving core ass. The Jaguars actually have a good team. I think they outshine the Chiefs in most ways, except for quarterback, obviously, which makes them about even with how good Patrick Mahomes is. But I think it's crazy enough to say, and it's insane to say, but I think the Chiefs may drop a second game. I'm a huge guy of this Jaguars uprising. Calvin Ridley coming back, played amazing. Travis Etienne's obviously good with the ball. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a great quarterback for the new generation. The defense is okay, but I'm going to say it's a close game, but I'm just going to pick the Jags. I don't know why. I play in Jacksonville too. That place is going to be rocking.
All right.
Yeah, I think if Kelce plays or not, I think Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are going to be pissed off being embarrassed by the Lions on Thursday night. I think they're going to go in, and this is going to be a rare pissed off Patrick Mahomes just going haywire. Plus, I think Travis Kelce plays because he's not going to hurt himself anymore. It's just how bad can he deal with the pain of a bone bruise? I think he's back. Full week of practice for Chris Jones. I think the Chiefs roll.
All right. Moving on, we got Packers at Falcons. I think Packers easy.
I think this might be Jordan Love's first true test. I'm going Falcons.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm with Dallas on this one. I was actually just on the phone with Austin talking about this. The Falcons are, I don't think going into our week 3 game, the Lions play the Falcons. The Falcons, I don't think are just an easy walk by game for some reason, and it's kind of weird. And I agree. I do. Where's it at?
At Falcons.
At Falcons, two straight away games. I think I'm gonna go with Dallas. I'm gonna ride with Dallas on this one. I think the Falcons are gonna beat Green Bay out on this one.
All right.
Yeah, I don't like anything on the Falcons other than their run game. They have 2 great running backs, and then everything else is just kind of.
They have 3. I mean, if you can count Cordell Patterson when he rushes the football,
he's not even.
Sorry, he's
Joker.
He's not a running back.
Yeah, but the man's also a healthy scratch, so he's basically the point at this point. Yeah. Other than the running backs, I don't really get why people like the Falcons. Like, I think their coach is kind of overrated. Desmond Ridder was good in college, but he hasn't shown anything in the pros. I think the Packers are sadly going to roll them, and then we're still going to be second in the division by technical.
Well, we'll be second in the division until we win a divisional game anyway, because they've got the divisional game. So even if they lose next week, we'd still be second.
Well, if the Packers lose and the Lions win, and the Lions are 2-0, they jump.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Never mind. Moving on, we got Raiders at Bills. I know the Bills just got embarrassed by the Jets. And Jesus, why am I blanking right now? Josh Allen, Jesus Christ.
What time's this game?
This one's at 1:00. But Raiders at Bills. I know that Josh Allen just threw 3 interceptions against the Jets to the same motherfucker. But I think they bounce back. I just think the Raiders are really, really bad. So give me the Bills. It's at home too.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the Donnie logic. Pissed off Josh Allen. That man's gonna try and truck every single person on the team. He's gonna try and truck the coach. He's gonna try and truck the fucking medical team on the side. This man's gonna go fucking bananas. Not in a good way, but they're gonna win.
If I turn on my TV and Josh Allen trucks Sean McDermott, I will personally give you $100, Dallas.
His own coach?
Yeah.
Not Josh McDaniels, the opposing coach. His own coach. Jesus.
I don't know about that logic about him being pissed off, but and I don't think the Raiders team is the worst, and they're definitely not like the worst. I don't even think they're top 5 worst teams in the league. I think they've got. It's weird how they're just. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna somehow get 7-8 wins this year, but yeah, I got the Bills winning.
Yeah, I think the pissed off logic doesn't work for Josh Allen because
it can work, just not as much as Patrick Mahomes.
It works for Patrick Mahomes and guys that have like that kind of where their problem isn't decision making. I guess I'll put it that way. I think Josh Allen needs to be clear headed more so than pissed off because he doesn't make good decisions when he's clear headed, let alone when he's aggravated or something's going wrong. Yeah, I'll be the one. I think the Raiders are going to win. I think this is not the Bills' year. I do not believe in Josh Allen. As you guys know,
you're super biased. Super biased.
No, Riley's going to be there.
Insanely biased.
I'll be a Raiders fan for a week.
All right. Well,
bandwagon in the Raiders now.
Jeez.
All right. Last of the 1:00 slate, we got Chargers at Titans. Give me Chargers.
Chargers. Gosh.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no way.
Come on.
Where's it at?
Why are we hesitating?
He said at the Chargers.
It's at Titans. No, it's Chargers at Titans.
I don't care.
Chargers at Titans.
What time is it? What's the
No, I don't need to know all that.
Come on.
I don't really want to be like I will go the Titans. The Titans.
Oh my God.
Think about it. Hold on. Let me explain myself for a second. I am well aware that the Chargers are a better team with a better quarterback. Calm down. If there's one team that can beat the Chargers in the way they play football, is it not Mike Vrabel and the Titans running the ball down their throat?
No. It's not.
in Tennessee.
No,
In
it's not.
Tennessee.
I don't want to get shit for the Bears winning, and somehow you pick the Titans winning. So
That's fine. And I'm not saying that this is like a clear win. I think this is like a gritty defensive battle. And I don't know. I like Mike Vrabel a lot. I don't like the Titans a lot. I like Derrick Henry, and that's about it. But Mike Vrabel, I believe in a lot. So
another
I will
bias
go out
pick.
on the limb. I'm gonna hot take. I think the Titans pulled off.
All right, 49ers at LA Rams. Let's just move right through this. 49ers.
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers always beat the Rams.
Moving on, we got Giants at Cardinals. Giants got fucking clowned on national television. Granted, it was in the rain, but hold on to the goddamn football against the Cowboys defense, and that's a damn good defense. Cardinals really, really stink. I think I'm leaning Giants.
Yeah, I'm going Giants for sure. I think Saquon has a big game against this Cardinals defense. Hopefully for my fantasy, at least he does. But other than that, I think the Giants will come out with a win. 7 points.
I still think the Giants are gonna have a decent year. You know, I think they'll still probably get 8-ish wins. I don't think they're not the best, but I mean they're still a good team. I'll go Giants.
I don't think the Giants have a lot of pancake or like easy wins on their schedule. Cupcake is what I meant to say now. They don't have a lot of easy win on the schedule. Okay, my bad. Fuck off.
He's got Waffle House on his mind.
They don't have calm down. They don't have a lot of easy wins on the schedule. The Cardinals are not good at home when Kyler's healthy and when they were actually a good team. So yeah, I think the Giants have a get right game and they just beat up on the Cardinals.
Anyway, back to this. Jets at Cowboys. Cowboys easy dub. Especially Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is at least out for the week right now, but he's probably out for the year if we're being real. And by the time this episode comes out, we're probably going to know that he's out for the year. Give me Cowboys by 1,000,000.
It's going to be Sunday Night Football all over again.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Gonna be undefeated.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm third. I was thinking. I truly just was thinking about something. Yeah, sadly, the now is going to be full-time Pat McAfee show co-host because of his injury. I'm going to go with a wild upset here and pick the Cowboys. Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys now, I don't think they win by a bajillion. I'm on it because I mean the Jets defense is still very good I think the Jets probably score about 9 points, give them 3 field goals, maybe a touchdown in there by Zach Wilson. But I think this is where Dak starts to launching those interceptions, and I think it is some weirdly a close game until the end. I think and final score is like 24-12 or something like that. But yeah, Cowboys win.
Yeah.
I think one of two things will happen in this game. Either Zach Wilson will set the record for most interceptions thrown in a game, or the Jets somehow win because it's the Cowboys and they just play down.
That would be hilarious.
That is probably the most
after the ass kicking that they just gave the Giants on Sunday Night Football. That'd be hilarious.
Man.
I don't know.
Come back the next week and lose to Zach Wilson at home.
Whatever the under is, I'm taking.
I don't know how you guys feel, but like how Marshall just brought up, the Lions always seem to play down their competition. The Cowboys are notorious for the highest moment they will ever have to the worst moment. Do we remember last year when they had the playoffs locked up and they played the Commanders week 18 and they got beat like 35-3 or something crazy like that? They got just absolutely demolished by a really bad team. So like that's where I'm at. Either their defense is going to roll and it's going to be that unit this year, or they're somehow going to lose a field goal game. There's no in between.
Can't imagine most of the starters were playing that week 18 game, but
I mean, Dak played, so
he started.
He threw like 2 bad pick sixes. So I mean, because seed was on the line. That's what it was. Number 1 seed was on the line, and they blew it.
They lost 26-6 last game of the year last year.
It was ugly.
After how many wins? 1, 2, 3, 4,
It
5,
was
6.
it was one of those scenarios where, like, if they won and the 49ers lost, but the 49ers played like the Cardinals or somebody bad, if the Cowboys won and another team lost, they got like the 1 seed, but like they probably weren't going to win. So the
Right.
Cowboys
They had won 5 of the last 6 heading into that game too.
Brock Purdy wasn't losing.
And they lost 26
that's
to
true.
6.
It was something like that where like they had an outside shot, but they just went in and laid a fucking egg, and it was terrible.
All right, we'll move it on. We got Commanders at Broncos. Give me the Broncos, which I never thought I would say.
This is the greatest game of all time. Can't wait to tune in.
Can't wait for a 10-7 final score.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go Washington here.
Really?
I think Russell Wilson played good in the first half. He had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie. He's not showing up for the rest of the season. That's it. That was the best we've ever. That's gonna be the ceiling.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hardly disagree with you here. I think Russ is actually sort of back, and I think against this Commanders somewhat of a decent defense, I think he has another average to decent game. Still gonna be a iffy game, but I don't see Sam Howell leading this team to many victories, and the Broncos are not one of them. Give me the Broncos by 10.
I don't like either quarterback. I don't really like either team, but I'm not going to root against Sean Payton when he's going up against the Commanders. Give me the Broncos, especially at home. Like, come on.
Yeah. All right, we got Dolphins at Patriots Sunday Night Football. Give me Tua and the Dolphins.
MVP level performance, offensive player of the year. They're gonna have the best record by the end of the season. Give me the Dolphins.
This one is weird because the Dolphins, I feel like the Dolphins and Patriots, no matter what their teams are, I feel like the Dolphins always, I don't know, it's weird. They beat them both last year, but for some reason, if Mac plays like he did against the Eagles, it could be a closer game. I'm still gonna go Dolphins, but don't be surprised if the Patriots make a late run, kind of like they did against the Eagles.
Mine's pretty simple. I think the Dolphins win for sure, but with the caveat, if it is raining or if weather is not ideal at all, I think the Patriots beat them. I think it has to, like, in New England, it's weird. They almost beat the Eagles after being down 14-0 right out the gate. Like, Bill always finds a way to make it close. So if it's raining, I think they win. If not, give me the Dolphins.
All right. Monday Night Football game number 1. We got Saints at Panthers. I don't want to pick a winner. Like, this game's gonna be so
in Carolina.
It's in Carolina, but like the Panthers looked not great this first week. And I guess neither did the Saints. Can I pick a tie? Like a 0-0 final score?
That'd be crazy. We'd be taking it back to the 30s with that score.
If I have to pick a team, I guess I'm gonna pick the Saints, just because as much as Derek Carr is not a great quarterback, he at least has the experience, and I just don't think the Panthers are very good. So I think I'm leaning Saints this week.
I'm gonna go and agree with you, Colin. I like the Saints better as a team. Derek Carr, step above Bryce Young. Obviously, this is his second game. I'm not expecting this man to throw Patrick Mahomes level type numbers or anything like that. I just think the receiving core for the Saints is better. I think the defense is better for the Saints. I just think the Saints are just a better version of the Panthers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saints here. I like Bryce Young, but the Saints actually, huge game out of them. There was a stat that came out like how crazy good the Saints defense was, and the average age on that defense is old, like very old. Like the future isn't looking bright for that defense, but Cameron Jordan's amazing. Marshawn Lattimore's very good. There's a lot of good people on that defense, and they're going to be a top 10 defense like they were last year, because they were I think they were the 9th ranked defense last year. The Saints team is pretty decent, but yeah, I got the Saints.
Yeah, I'm not a big Bryce believer, as you all know. I'm not gonna get into that because I don't know, he's okay. I just don't think he's going to do well week 2 against the Saints defense. I'm much more optimistic about them than Colin is. I think the Saints will pretty handily win this game. I don't think the Panthers are all that yet. I like Frank Wright, but they're a little while away from being real capable team.
I think the Panthers aren't too much far, like, because Frank Wright, I think, is a great coach. And, I think if anybody's going to teach Bryce Young into how to play football and actually be a good quarterback, I think it is Frank Wright. So I don't think this team's far off, but this year they're not going to do nothing special, but, definitely going to be loose to the Saints.
Yeah. All right. Monday Night Football game number 2. We got Browns at Steelers. We talked about it a little bit earlier already, so we don't need to go into too much detail. I'm taking the Browns. Don't really believe in the Steelers quite yet. I don't think the Steelers are going to be nearly as bad as Marshall does. I think they're going to be just like a mid team this year. They'll win a couple games, but I think Browns win this one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Browns. The dual threat ability of Deshaun Watson, followed up by Nick Chubb. They're a better duo than Najee Harris and Kenny Pickett, and then the defense of the Browns is pretty good. So yeah. I'm gonna go Browns.
Yeah, you got Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback. Nick Chubb's a better running
Amari
back.
Cooper.
You got Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback. Nick Chubb's a better running back. The receiving core of I would say the Steelers was better, but now with Deontay Johnson probably out for a long time, it's pretty even. Browns got a better offensive line. Obviously for the pass rush, it's TJ Watt 1 or Micah Parsons, TJ Watt 1 and 2, and then Myles Garrett number 3. It's crazy that he is number 3 because he is an animal. He's very good.
I feel like Myles Garrett gets disrespected.
He does. It's because TJ Watt, Micah Parsons 1 and 2, almost definitely. But Myles Garrett is not far behind at 3. He is definitely right behind them at 3. And then obviously Denzel Ward. That secondary is good. Denzel Ward. Yeah, I got the Browns by probably 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I will lone wolf another one. I don't believe in the Browns. Deshaun showed that he can still play football, so like that is good because I didn't think he would look. I didn't even think 150 yards he was getting out of the Bengals. But the Steelers scared me quite a bit. Not so much their offense because that 49ers defense is legit. The Steelers defense looked very pedestrian and just not good. And just if Cam Hayward is going to be out like they're saying, it scares me. But in Acrisure, Tomlin is not going to let that 7-30 loss go lightly. I think the Steelers bounce back.
All right. Dallas, trivia time.
Finally, it is trivia time here on the Fourth and Wrong podcast. Now, we all know Tyreek Hill had a monster game in fantasy. So Marshall definitely knows. So today's trivia is going to be fantasy based. Now, Tyreek Hill had a monster game, but it did not crack the top 10 most PPR fantasy points in a game. You guys are going to be guessing the top 10 fantasy games.
Who would like to go first?
Who's going first?
I wait. What's the thing?
It's the top 10 best fantasy games of all time.
By any just points overall, correct?
Points overall.
I think Donnie wants to go in order from what happened last time. So let's.
Donnie, you can go first.
Yeah, Donnie, you set the tone. Colin goes second. I'll go third.
I'll give a caveat before you go first, Donnie.
PPR.
One player. It is PPR. One player is on here twice. He had 2 top 10.
What a goat.
Games.
Okay, so the one I don't know if it's PPR, non-PPR. I know Jamal Charles has the highest fantasy game of all time. It was like 69 points or 59 points, something like that.
That's fucking
so
crazy.
Jamal Charles, number 6 all time with 59.5
This
points.
how far does this go?
Sixth.
How far does this go back?
This is all time.
All
Fantasy started in the early 70s, late 60s. So it wasn't notable until like the 80s. So I would go 70s at the very, very earliest.
I will say, I taken to part they went back and statistically did fantasy for older games. So don't take the 70s as the bench. You can look a little farther.
There's some people that are earlier than the 70s then.
Excuse me.
Yes.
All right.
But yeah,
well, that throws a whole
right. Well,
59.5.
Well, I'm gonna just say, I know this guy had a couple crazy games during his playing time. Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, not even in the top 20.
Wow.
No.
Yeah. I think this list is going to be crazy, factoring in the old guys.
Go ahead, Marshall.
Because I know at least 3 players off the top of my head are coming up. Obviously, I'm only gonna name one, but I think this guy's the double. I don't know because
this is just receivers, right?
Nope, it is
player. Jamal Charles is a running back.
Oh, right,
Jamal Charles is a running back.
Dumb.
I was just about to say it, but nobody else did. Like,
I think he's on there twice. Give me Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice on there twice. He's in the number 2 and number 4 slot. At number 4, he had 61.9 points. In second place, he had 65.5 points.
That's how Scott talks about John Kitna.
I do have the stats if you want to hear them. He had 225 yards receiving with 5 touchdowns.
Oh my Lord. What the fuck?
Nuts.
Gosh. I'm just thinking about a bunch of old guys now. Like it's not good. I know Peyton had a monster game. I'm gonna go Peyton Manning, even though I think his highest tops out at like 54 or something like that.
Peyton would have been in the top 10 if it was just from the 90s, but he's not on the list for top 25 overall.
Wow. Is there a recent one on there?
There is, yes.
Is it Alvin Kamara on his crazy Christmas Day game?
Damn,
he's number 13. Number 13 on that list. He had
that tells you how wild this is going to be.
56.2 points.
Damn.
He was
that
close.
man scored like 6 touchdowns that day.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Give me Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill at the 10 spot in 2020, a game in November against Tampa Bay. He had 57.9 points.
That is nuts.
So that is the benchmark. That is the number 10 spot. And the most recent player on the list.
Okay. So this is going to be wild. But I'm thinking old guys. Is Norm Van Brocklin on there?
He is not. No.
Not
because this makes no sense. Because Norm Van Brocklin threw for 550 yards in the game and like 6 touchdowns. So
you gotta think QB points.
I know, but is 500 yards and 6 touchdowns in fantasy would get you more than 60 points.
Not on the list.
I don't.
Not on the list.
The problem is I haven't been playing fantasy that long. So like I'm trying to think of like some that were like fairly recent, but like before 2020, obviously, since we know that's the most recent. Oh. I don't know. Skip me for now.
All right. Back to you, Marshall.
I'm pretty sure Donnie's boys on this list. One of his all-time grit players. I think Steve Largent makes that list.
Steve Largent is on the list at number 7. He had 59.1 points. Unfortunately, it was against Detroit. but bro had a monster game.
Okay.
Back to Donnie. All we have left are 1, 3, 4, 8, and 9.
I'm honestly just kind of totally thrown for a loop. I don't really know. Adrian Peterson, like a near 300-yard game.
Adrian Peterson not on there.
That was going to be my next guess.
I have no idea where this could be. Like literally. Because I know modern guys. I know if we do like
when was like, number 1?
Number 1 was in 1961.
Yeah, like see, it doesn't make sense to me because fantasy literally wasn't a thing before 1970. Like that's when it was created. Like guys thought of it in a bar. So like going back, it's like what?
Yeah.
What number? Idea. What number was Tyreek? Where was Tyreek on that list?
Tyreek was 10.
He was 10.
He was the best.
There's a guy I'm thinking of, but I don't think he knows it. Is Clinton Portis.
Clinton Portis was top. He's number 11 on the list.
Damn.
Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
So how many are we missing? Like
we
most
are
of the list.
1, 3, 4, 8, or 8 and 9.
Didn't you say 2 and 4 were the same person?
This 2 and 4 are the same person. 2 and what did I say? Okay, I'm sorry. 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9.
Okay. So I'm gonna start going with guys that were just monsters. Damian Tomlinson should be on there.
He is not. He is top 15 though.
This is by far the hardest trivia.
I know who's also top 15, or he's up there just because you said it earlier. It was Jim Brown, but
I did say that. I said, should I make this a top 15 just so I can sneak Jim Brown into this?
Yeah. Son of a gun.
It's gonna be the running joke of this podcast is Jim Brown.
Jim Brown's the greatest running back of all time.
What was that? I know he had a big game like early 2000s. I can't think of his name. I know what team he played for. He played for Jacksonville. I think. I always get him. Huh?
Fred Davis or Fred Jackson?
No, I'm pretty sure he was a receiver, but I always get him mixed up with a Baltimore corner. But I can't think of his name.
I'll give you a hint, Marshall. I pulled his limited card in Madden last year.
Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith.
Why do you remember it from that? That's so weird.
Jimmy Smith.
Bro thinks Jimmy Ward when he hears Jimmy Smith.
Number 3.
Because he sends me a picture.
Number 3 on the list. He had 62.1 points in PPR.
God damn.
Yeah, monster game.
Are there any other? There's no quarterbacks on this list, are there?
No quarterbacks.
Do you know who the first quarterback was?
The first quarterback to ever play in the NFL? Is that the question?
No.
The highest quarterback literally has to be.
I think it's Peyton Manning.
I don't know. This really does not.
It doesn't show me, unfortunately, on this list.
Damn.
Like Walter Payton on there.
What position is number 1?
He was a utility guy, but I'm gonna say a running back.
Fucking Christ!
It's a fucking fullback.
It's a fucking.
it might be a fullback. Who knows? It was the 60s.
It's an old motherfucker.
Exactly.
It's an old motherfucker. It's fucking Paul Horning or some shit.
Whoa! What?
What is Paul? Joe Mixon had a really good fantasy game last year. It's not up there, but I know he had a really good fantasy game last year. He had like 5.
Joe Mixon's
top 25.
Doug Martin.
Number 24.
Well, Chris Johnson.
Nope, not Chris Johnson.
Emmitt Smith.
Are there any?
No, not Emmitt Smith.
Are there any players left since 2000?
I'll give you the years for everybody. Number 1, 1961. Number 4, 1979. Number 8 is 1963, and number 9 is 1965.
Yeah, you're just gonna want to give it to us. We're not gonna get it.
Yeah,
Hold on. I got a couple
shot.
more guys before we go. Is Eric Dickerson on there anywhere?
He is not.
And
There
then
is
you
a
said
very
19
well-known running back.
You said
Still.
1979 is Earl Campbell on there.
What team did that well-known player play for?
The Bears.
Walter Payton,
Not Walter Payton.
Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers.
Fuck.
Number 9, he had 58.2 fantasy points.
I literally almost said, when I said Walter Payton, I'm like, no. I almost said, oh, it's Sweetness. My dumbass. I couldn't think of Gale Sayers' name.
There's an old head that I know that was like really good and had a couple good games. I'm not gonna be able to tell you his name. I know it's dumb, but because I've seen like the list before because they've shown it. No, we've talked about him before. I swear we've mentioned this guy's name before.
Randy Moss?
No.
We have.
No,
I
not
don't
you.
know. Who are they?
Everybody give up here.
Yeah, this list is fucking wild.
I gave up a while ago.
It's a tough one.
I'm
one.
impressed we got it.
Colin gave up. Colin gave up a Jamal Charles.
He did.
We should have done modern guys. So we had a fucking shot. Like real fantasy numbers, not like fucking 1940s.
Who cares?
All right. Anyway.
Number 8, Art Powell with 58.7 fantasy points.
Fucking who? Who?
At number 4, we got Jerry Butler with 60.
Jimmy Butler?
Stop.
Jerry Butler.
Ain't no way.
This is his uncle. His
You
far
saw
off
a
uncle.
fucking list with John Butler in fucking Art Powell. And you said,
Jerry Butler.
Wasn't
you
Art
said-
Powell the one you said was a utility guy?
No.
No, that was the first guy.
Number 1.
Who'd you say number 1 was?
I did not yet.
I thought he
okay.
went from top to bottom too.
I thought he did
No.
too.
I said number 8, but I mean, hey, if you guys don't want to listen, that's fine.
We're listening to the name more than the spot.
Number
Yeah.
1. I'll give you the points, his stat line, then I'll give you the name. He had 68 fantasy points.
Oh my god.
216 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns, followed by 114 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns.
This man was the entire fucking offense.
Billy Cannon.
Stop.
Billy
Stop.
Cannon for the
Oh,
Houston
a
Oilers.
Football
Billy
guy right
Canyon.
there.
My great grandpa Paul had him on his fantasy.
There's no fucking way. This man saw a
William
list with Art
Ab
Powell,
Oh.
Billy
Cannon.
Cannon, and said, "Yeah, this is the list."
This man's
68.
full name is William Ab Cannon.
This is
Tab.
He was a halfback, fullback, and tight end.
Utility, man. I told you. He was a
He
utility
played in the
player.
AFL
Basically an
and the
H-back.
NFL. He played at LSU.
Mm.
In college, he played as a halfback, returner, and a defensive back. So he played defense in college.
And in high school,
Isn't
he
that the
played
crazy
quarterback,
athlete that we
halfback,
don't talk
wide
about?
receiver.
Oh, he
tight
was a
end.
Heisman winner. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah, I'd say so. That's what it said.
Only thing that man didn't do was kick field goals. Like,
okay, so like, what teams did he play for? This is not giving me shit.
Bro fucking literally took the snap
Oh.
under center and threw it to
Bro
himself.
died in 2018.
really recently.
Jesus.
There you go.
Oh.
He played for your favorite team, Don.
Which one?
LA Rams.
I was about to say there's a lot of them. So
You got to narrow it
Drafted in-
down.
Drafted in 1960 by the LA Rams.
pretty sure I've said this before. Why the hell do you have a Red Wings?
Wait a
flag?
minute. So he was drafted by the Rams, but
I live in
maybe his
Michigan.
Wikipedia is not accurate because it says he was drafted round 1, pick 1 by the LA Rams, but his career history does not even register the Rams as one of the teams he played for.
That
It
happened
says
a
he
lot
played
back
from the
then.
Well, that's
Oilers
possible.
in
That happened
1960
that happened a
through
lot back then.
1963.
A lot of people were drafted and then immediately traded. Literally just fucking, hey, you give me some coal for my train and I'll give you a
What-
player.
What year was he drafted? Does it say?
1960.
Well,
Yeah, let me
that's a
go-
little bit older. But like,
Well, let me go check my
I know a
draft.
lot of guys. Like the very first draft pick in NFL history, number 1 pick of all time, decided I'm not playing football, and he went and like sold insurance, or he was a construction worker. Like a lot of guys just were like, yeah, I'm not gonna play football.
Have you
Even
guys
though
heard?
they get drafted.
Have you guys heard the story of the guy that was drafted by an NFL team and did not know? Like he changed his number and they like couldn't get a hold of him, and so it was just like, all right, well, whatever. And bro didn't know until he was drafted by the Eagles. Bro didn't know until 40 something years later that he was drafted by the Eagles.
This man
Yeah, and he
scored
was told by, like, his
39
grandson or
touchdowns
some
his
shit.
That's
senior year of high
insane.
school.
Could you imagine being that great of an athlete and be like, damn, I didn't get drafted? And then all
What
of a sudden, 40 years later,
No,
you find
what-
out, yeah, I was actually drafted.
That's not the crazy part. The crazy part to me is like that's how pro sports were run. Like,
Yeah,
look at what we have now, where we are watching a game every night of the week. Back then, it was literally like you were in contact with an NFL team and you didn't know it. Like that's how the world worked with sports. That's just crazy to think about.
Well, no
Just to let
TVs,
you-
no technology.
Just to let you know, Colin, he did get drafted by the Rams, but didn't play due to a contract dispute.
Bro wanted $25 a year instead of $20 a year.
Facts.
Fucking literally.
He knew his worth.
Yep.
With that, we are going to end things for this week. We will see you all next week. Thank you for listening to Fourth and Wrong. See y'all next week.